The classic English nursery rhyme, "This is the house that Jack built," is a cumulative tale that builds upon itself with each new line, creating a chain of interconnected events. 1, 2, 3. The rhyme follows a simple, repetitive structure, where each verse introduces a new character or object and then recounts all the preceding elements in reverse order. Its story is one of causality and consequence, showing how a series of seemingly unrelated actions are linked together, all stemming from the foundational act of building a house. 4. The narrative begins simply but grows in complexity, making it a memorable and engaging piece of children's literature. The foundation of the story is established with the first line, "This is the house that Jack built." 2, 3. This simple statement introduces the central element around which the entire rhyme revolves. The focus then immediately shifts to the next link in the chain, the malt. The rhyme states, "This is the malt that lay in the house that Jack built." 4. The malt, a key ingredient for brewing ale, is stored within the newly constructed house, establishing the first internal detail of the narrative and setting the stage for the sequence of events that will follow. The tale introduces its first living creature with the entrance of a rat, which is drawn to the malt. The line reads, "This is the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built." 1, 3. The rat's action of eating the malt creates the first conflict in the story, initiating a chain reaction of cause and effect. This action directly leads to the introduction of the next character, the cat, whose purpose is to resolve the problem caused by the rat. The narrative continues. "This is the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built." 1, 4. The cat's intervention serves as a direct consequence of the rat's presence, demonstrating the rhyme's cumulative and causal structure. The story escalates further with the arrival of a dog, who interacts with the cat. The rhyme explains, "This is the dog that worried the cat that killed the rat that laid the malt that lay in the house that Jack built." 1, 2. The dog's aggressive behavior toward the cat adds another layer of drama to the unfolding events. This action, in turn, brings about another consequence with the introduction of a cow. The verse describes, "This is the cow with the crumpled horn that tossed the dog that worried the cat that killed the rat that laid the malt that lay in the house that Jack built." 2, 4. The cow with its distinctive crumpled horn acts to neutralize the threat posed by the dog, tossing it into the air and continuing the ever-lengthening chain of events. The narrative then introduces a human character other than Jack, a young woman who is connected to the cow. The rhyme states, "This is the maiden all forlorn that milked the cow with the crumpled horn that tossed the dog that worried the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built." 1, 3. The maiden is described as forlorn, or sad and abandoned, adding a touch of emotional depth to the story. Her simple act of milking the cow links her directly into the sequence. Her solitude, however, is soon ended by the appearance of a man who becomes her suitor. The tale continues. "This is the man all tattered and torn that kissed the maiden all forlorn that milked the cow with the crumpled horn that tossed the dog that worried the cat that killed the rat that lay in the house that Jack built." 1, 2. This man all tattered and torn brings romance into the rhyme as his kiss changes the maiden's circumstances. The final links in the chain introduce figures of authority and society, beginning with a priest. The verse reads, "This is the priest all shaven and shorn that married the man all tattered and torn that kissed the maiden, all forlorn that milked the cow with the crumpled horn that tossed the dog that worried the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built." The story reaches its conclusion with the introduction of a farmer, who brings the narrative full circle. The final complete verse of the rhyme is, "This is the farmer sowing his corn that kept the cock that crowed in the morn that waked the priest all, shaven and shorn that married the man all tattered and torn that kissed the maiden all forlorn that milked the cow with the crumpled horn that tossed the dog that worried the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built." 1, 2, 2. The farmer, by sowing his corn, represents the cycle of life and agriculture, which is thematically connected back to the malt that started the chain. His ownership of the rooster that wakes the priest solidifies his place at the end of this long and intricate sequence of events. The rhyme's enduring appeal lies in its simple, repetitive structure, which makes it easy for children to memorize and recite. 1. Each new verse adds a layer of complexity while reinforcing the previous lines, serving as an effective mnemonic device. The tale's progression from a simple house to a complex web of interactions involving animals and people illustrates the concept of cause and effect in a way that is both entertaining and educational. 2. It is important to note that the rhyme is a work of fiction and is distinct from other Jack Tales, such as Jack and the Beanstalk or Jack the Giant Killer. While they share a common protagonist name, the house that Jack built is a cumulative tale focused on a chain of events rather than a heroic adventure. Its charm lies not in a complex plot, but in the clever and rhythmic linking of one event to the next, all originating from the house that Jack built.